Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Lichdom Battlemage. We are a Battlemage. Oh man, we're going right into a lieutenant fight. This is not the nice, gentle, cheerful opening I was hoping for. Oh no. Oh, I hate those things. I don't know what they are. I don't like them. It's those flying things. They're like banshees or something that can freeze us, and they're bad news bears, and then there's the lieutenant back here. Anyway, so we're just hanging out. This is a more or less blind run through the game. That sucks. Now, we're about to the point where I have gotten in my own playthrough. I've beaten this boss. I have gotten to the next... well, let's do it this way. So in the last episode, there was a strange magical device. Oh, that was an awesome explosion. That was so good. That might have been the apocalyptical super mega critical hit thing. In the last episode, there was a weird mystery device that we can't go back to. A weird giant towery glowy thing with like green orb bits on it. And that was apparently the device responsible for sucking energy out of the folks living in the town above and turning that energy into dark, occult, creepy magic that is being used to revive the skeletons and whatnot down here. The necromancy that we're battling. So that device that we destroyed it last time. It was like this whole crazy like horde mode. There were like waves of enemies that we had to fight off kind of thing. And there was a mini-boss at the end. There's a second one of those down here just up ahead a little ways, spoilers, and that, I've gotten to that. That's as far as I've gotten in the game, and so you'll know when we get to that point. We should hit it in this video. That bridge just got destroyed though, so we have to go around, unfortunately. Oh man, I'm like super jumpy. Just all the noises and whatnot. Ooh. Okay, there's our friend Griffin. We are, our code name, I guess, is Dragon. His code name is Griffin. He's here to scout for us. His pet bird friend thing, or his powers or whatever, gives us that. So we can see what our current goal is and get a little fire trail pointing us towards our current goal. Which means that we can use that to go in the non-goal directions, as I am wont to do in my video games. So we're going to explore down here, down below that bridge that broke, thanks to the giant falling boulder. Have I mentioned how much I love the scenery in this game, the environment? And again, I've only seen up to this point, like I've only seen the inside of this cave, so who knows what we'll encounter later.
This is getting killed too? Wait. I can live with that.
Yeah, I could live with that too. So, by the way, the reason I thought that last attack was an apocalyptical attack is because when you get the apocalyptical critical hit, it does a whole bunch of extra damage, and then it causes your next Nova to have some crazy effect. Nova being what happens when you block, boop, and get like a critical block, a little explosion around you. The Nova spell, if we look down in the bottom right-hand corner, corresponds to the bottom left of the triangle, and it has like a swirly bit around it. Our Ice Nova does not have a swirly bit around it, which makes me think that is indicating that we have our Fire Apocalyptical ready upon our next Nova. Oh no. I'm a coward. I'm just gonna run away from those guys. That was crappy timing on my part. Let's try that again. Actually, let's do a nice... There we go. Yeah! Okay, now I'll try a Fire Nova block. Oh, hello. Yeah! See, that looks like a firewall if I've ever seen one. Oh, hello. Okay, I think we're safe. Ish. I think we're safe-ish. So we didn't get a ghost memory thing that time, but we did get a new trap item piece, which I know I still haven't talked about. There's a second journal, so if we go check those out. So we got the writings of Erebus. The first one, just kind of an appeal to people to join our cult. Our cult from the perspective of the guy who wrote this. I'm not a member of the cult. We're trying to destroy the cult. That's our purpose here. So here's Erebus's second writing. Brethren, let me welcome you to the hidden faith. I understand your pain. You are the downtrodden victims of a world that despises you. Spite burns in your breast, telling you to reject the lies of church and crown. This is the first one, isn't it? Dang it. I knew that sounded familiar. Praise Malthus, but also fear his name. He was the first to conjure forth demons from the bottomless hate of the abyss. He was the first to bid the dead to rise and fight again. Our dark father has touched the moon and set foot in hell. Ah, brethren, there is no earthly power to compare with his works, and no knowledge to equal the teachings he left for us. That's imposing. And then, of course, since this is our journal, in kind of a strange twist that you don't normally find in video games, we're actually keeping thoughts in the journal as we go. So, and I think it's oldest on the bottom, so I'm going to just work my way up. Like we talked about, like, oh, I'm seeing the ghosts of the previous dragon. Echoes. That makes sense, at least as much as anything these days. What I'm seeing are echoes of the past, so my enemies will be making a trail for me without even knowing it. It's nice of them to leave behind a little etheria, too. The Griffin. Roth sent me a scout. I vaguely remember this Griffin from around town. He lost his wife in some kind of accident a while back, and he hasn't been sober since. I hope Roth knows what he's doing. Interesting. So he's also mentioned the Griffin guy in our couple of conversations with him, that he too is interested in revenge against the Count, the guy that we're going after. That's interesting. The cult devices. That man, the Griffin, found out what was making the undead. Those machines suck the life force out of the people of the city and use it to raise corpses. I don't know how. This is magic, and there aren't any gears or anything. The devices will be trouble if I break them, but more trouble if I leave them alone. So yeah, that's the device that I was talking about that we destroyed last time. So that's kind of cool. I like that we can actually kind of get some insight into what our character is thinking as we go through all of this. And it's not just like a verbatim transcript of the words that our character says when we encounter these things. That is a nice little touch. It's actually different and substantial. Okay, speaking of the Griffin, what's up, Griffin, buddy?
Rogiro keeps jumping ahead of us. He's got some kind of trick, but damned if I know what it is.
That sure as hell makes my life harder.
Well, I'm not giving up yet.
I also like that the Griffin can just vanish like that. That's a cool little trick. Ah, rarity's up to 4, so we haven't died yet up to this point, so our odds of finding rare items is slowly and surely climbing as we pass each of those checkpoints without dying, which is good. It'll get reset if we do die. So not the end of the world, but it does... I mean, we're immortal, so the game has to give us some sort of penalty for dying, right? It has to make it undesirable in some fashion. Oh man, I hate those archer things. I want to get a block on you. Come on. Like that. That's what I wanted. It's so cool. Yeah, I do really like ice as a control power. Being able to freeze enemies and then do like crazy amounts of extra damage to them when I hit them with something else. Really nice effect. Okay, so here's a surprisingly intact building, ruin. Got some alcohol, got an axe. It's a good combination. Gold, cards, I guess. Candles, which are still lit, so presumably Ruggiero, or whoever lives here, is not too far gone. Like, they've been here recently enough that the candles are all still lit. That's an interesting drawing of a demon thing. Don't think we can interact with that in any way. There's more of the Etheria stuff. And a bunch more enemies. There's the bird. That's the Griffin's bird that I just saw flying up there, I think. Which, again, is a nice little touch. I love that... There's a lot of TLC that went into this game. You can really tell with a lot of the details and whatnot. I'm a huge fan of that. Was there not an archer? Oh, you're back out there. Oh, there's a couple of you, aren't there? Hello. Take a look at you. You're just a charred skeleton. That's it, isn't it? Charred skeleton with like a magical crossbow, apparently? So that's what they're using to shoot at us. Kind of interesting. We got another tear. I'm calling them tears. I don't know what they actually are. They do kind of remind me of the BioShock Infinite tears. Or the tears from Reboot, if you've ever watched that show. Holy cow, I just dated myself. Okay, so here's one of those empty shield restory crystal things. But...
Your shields are weakened. Let the power revive you.
Thanks. Do I want to know where this came from?
It is old magic. Each age of the world casts a long shadow.
Huh. Old magic. I'm hoping we learn more about the old magic and the Etheria and all this other stuff later. Man, I hate those archers, or crossbow skeletons, or whatever you want to call them. Apparently something of mine leveled up without me noticing. Fire again. So now we get +6 critical effect multiplier. I like that. We'll go with that. So we're up to +12% critical effect multiplier for fire. So we're doing 12% extra damage, so we're up to... I don't even know. We could look. Let's look. Let's do that, shall we? Just out of curiosity. 132% critical effect multiplier. So that means that its base is 120, and now we're doing up to 132 extra damage on a critical hit. Which is kind of cool. It's just extra damage, and I like extra damage. Oh, hello.
These echoes are hard to believe. Another dragon, huh?
God knows what happened to her.
Maybe she ran into something worse than the living dead.
Oh, that's reassuring.
Oh. If you're as good as you think you are, then... Wait. What's that?
What's what? Wait.
Don't just...
Interesting that he can see these echoes also. That's kind of cool.
This place is infested.
It doesn't seem to slow you down.
Yeah. This is old ground to me, isn't it? How many dragons are there again?
Too many.
Alright.
Roshiro! Hold still, you bastard! Enough! Kill this insect.
Okay, well, no more Griffin. He just got killed. That sucks.
God damn, he almost got me. Wait, he did get me, didn't he?
Yep. You get used to it. What happened?
I think Roshiro's using these vortex pools to travel around. God, I almost had him!
Showing off? I thought you were here to scout.
Yeah.
Or of the dead cultists. What is that? Okay, another shield restoration device. Ooh, I like that. That looks like a reliquary.
I see you found the first of my reliquaries under Dravasa.
Yeah.
It was behind a giant swarm of undead. What the hell's going on down here?
The cult uses these ruins as a testing ground for their experiments. You can see the results.
The other dragon from the Echoes. Did she find the source of the undead?
She did, but the cult came back stronger. Count Shax corrupted the reliquary, and now it creates these monsters. If you destroy Shax's link, the undead will fall.
So this is an interesting concept to me. We have to pick which power we want from this reliquary. I don't know if these are exclusive, like if we pick, you know, kinesis over lightning, then we will never get lightning again, or if it's just for now and we can get the other one later, or I don't know how this works. This is intriguing to me. So lightning. Lightning strengths are stunning and chaining to several enemies. Skilled battle mages can use lightning to group enemies together, allowing for more wholesale destruction. Versus kinesis and the much shorter description of kinesis is power over motion, changing how enemies move during a battle. In my other playthrough, I picked lightning. And it was fun. I mean, it behaves like you would expect from any sort of RPG video game ever. You can kind of do some chain lightning, it'll shock enemies and stun them briefly. Like, you know, it was kind of cool, but I want to try kinesis. I don't know what this would do, so we're going to check it out. Cool, so now we have 3 powers that we gotta go through. Oh, and kinesis is, it looks like it's spec'd for mastery, judging by the shape down there. So we have destruction, we have control in our frost, and then we have mastery for kinesis. Huh. Let's check this out a little bit. Let's see what we got going on here. Kinesis! Damage enemies with kinesis. We have to do 2,000 points of damage, and that's how we level up. That's not bad. The kinesis sigil power grants Force Wall, which is cast the next time kinesis Nova casts, just like the other walls for the other elements. Sigils, whatever. Force Wall lasts for 15 seconds and will destroy any enemy projectiles that enter it. Ah, that's kind of cool. Push. Does a chunk of damage, big knockback, critical hits increase damage by 200%, consumes 240% mastery on critical hits, increasing the critical hit damage bonus. Apocalyptical chance, apocalyptical multiplier, 100% casting speed, 1 second charge time, blah 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 blah. All the normal stuff. Anchoring Nova anchors the target for 5.9 seconds. After 122 damage has been dealt to the anchored target, further hits have a 100% chance to break the anchor. Oh, okay. So they're going to be like stuck until we do a bunch of damage to them. So this is another form of control, but not through a control spell. That's interesting. Critical hits increase mastery added by 50%. Interesting. So this like builds mastery. So mastery is going to be some sort of other thing. I don't know. Oh, hello. Hang on. I just realized this. This is a mastery ability. This is a destruction ability, and this one appears control. Levitating sweep. 49.1 stored damage, 2.6 second lift duration. Stored damage is applied when the lifted target is slammed after being hit by a direct damage spell or on critical hit. Slam is enhanced by the triggered spell status effect. Huh. Critical hits increased, blah blah blah, mastery, blah blah blah. Interesting. I don't know how this is gonna work out. We're gonna just go give this a whirl and see what happens. Kinda like this. So this is like a levitation spell. So we can pop somebody up in the air and then boom, hit them with something else to slam them back to the ground. Dude, it says with it'll apply the status effect, so I wonder if that'll like ignite enemies when we slam them to the ground. We'd have to get a critical hit. I don't know. This is gonna be interesting. And I have 3 spells now, so I gotta make sure I know which direction I'm scrolling my wheel to do things here. Huh. Okay, we're just gonna avoid that archer for now. Knockback! Oh, okay. I was gonna say, knockback didn't seem to be doing much to that guy. Will it do much to these? Yes, it kills them. I want to try lifting somebody. Where did that other enemy go? There's one over there somewhere. Ooh, that was an apocalyptical, so we got our ice apocalyptical ready to use. I like that when you... So, the game mentions that here. Let's do this real quick. Magic overkill. Overkills are achieved when you do a lot of damage, just like Final Fantasy X. If your overkill is powerful enough, you will see a sigil-specific death effect on the enemy you just killed. And then synergies will deal with synergies when we actually get one of those. So, the fact that these enemies are just exploding in, like, just a rain of blood and gore is because I'm getting a force overkill. The enemies that I was killing earlier with fire, and they would explode into just like ash and bone, that's because I was getting fire overkills. So really cool that depending on how you kill the enemy, like what spells you're using, you can see different effects for them exploding. That's really just a nice little touch. It's also kind of odd, maybe, that the skeletons are exploding in a rain of blood. Let's try this again. Ooh, Kinesis leveled up. Yeah, you're floating. Whoa. See, there's the fire overkill that I was talking about. Ah, this is cool. I like Kinesis. This is a lot more fun than I thought it would be. I didn't know what to expect here, so... Okay. Crit chance, damage dealt, affects critical multiplier. We're gonna go with damage dealt on this one. I am having just so much fun with Kinesis. Our shield is already full. That's a good sign.
There's a mass of corpses ahead, and they look hungry.
And you're going to hang back and stay alive this time, right?
I still don't know why you're the one with those bracers.
'Cause I know how to use them.
Okay, that is where we need to go. We're gonna go check this thing out first.
You cannot win against the chosen of Malthus. More will...
Malthus. Wasn't he some kind of mage back in the day? Black magic. Undead, for instance.
He discovered a great many things in his time, but the cult honors the darker aspects of his legacy.
Huh. So Malthus is a famous super mage. Oh man, look at all this good stuff. Okay, well we did just get a new journal thing. A couple of them. Malthus! I'm no scholar, but I'm pretty sure Malthus is a legend. But in that echo, Roth talked like he was real. Doesn't matter. The cult sure as hell is, and right now, they're enough to worry about. And then another writing of Oribus. My eyes first beheld the mysteries of Malthus here in Drivisar. It was many years before the call drove me to wander the world, to learn of the many ways in which my distant brethren honored the Dark Father. I have seen the buried shrines of Zasad? Zasad. The witch totems of Riftwood, even the fires at the heart of Soddentrod. Now, the day is nearly at hand when I will rise to become preceptor myself and guide a sect of my own toward the darkest of glories. Yeah. I suspect Oribus is going to be like some sort of boss, the leader of the cult, maybe? Later on? After we deal with Count Shax. There was a thing, I just heard a thing. What showed up? There you are. Ooh, ice leveled up. That's good. That's so cool. Okie dokie, so we need to go to the right. There's a checkpoint to the left, and also we can upgrade ice. So let's do that. I'm gonna go with casting speed. Seems decent for now. Oh, you're up there. Ooh, startled me. Can we not hit that thing? Please? Yeah. No, you're still alive. What? Knock it off. There we go. Oh man, those bloody overkills are just so satisfying. Look at that. Look at that pool of skeleton blood. Doesn't seem possible, but it is. That's how good of a mage we are. Also, our rarity level's up to 5. That's pretty good. Alright, let's see what's this way real quick. I know it's this way. Boom, another one of those things. So, yes, we have another one of these devices here. This is the soul-sucking thing that's draining the life energy of people up in the town and causing the undead to become animated down here. So, we need to destroy that. And I've been here before. This is as far as I've gotten in the game. So, this is it. This From this point on, we will literally be flying blind. And I'm just going to be playing it all by ear. Really quick, though, there's a shield restoration orb. And then 2 of these purple itemy orbs. So we'll grab those. And then we'll head back here. And so next time we're going to be taking on this machine and the waves of enemies and likely a mini-boss again, if the last one was any indication. So we're going to be dealing with all that. Got that to look forward to. It's going to be fun times. Thank you all for joining me. And may the grace of the Twilight Dragon be with you.